Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. The Old Lady in White Sewing in the Cemetery. Story related. My house in the Dominican Republic used to be a cemetery. The coffins were moved about 100 feet away for a land that's much larger. When I was 6 years old, my friend wanted to go to the store. It was night. I would say 10 at night. After the store, he forgot to put a rose on the door of the church. I stepped out of the church. In the cemetery, I saw an old lady sewing on a rock. She wore a white dress. She looked at me with a blank face. Then I looked down. This was a Friday night. My friend called me, and when we both went to my house, I looked over but she wasn't there anymore. I came out like 5 minutes later, so I thought she left. Come Sunday, I was invited to Sunday school. After class, which always ended at 4 p.m., the priest started hanging the pictures of the dead person with his information. I don't know what it's called. I saw that lady I saw sewing 2 nights before. I asked the priest, "Who's this?" I saw her near there. She was sitting down at night. The priest said, "That's impossible. This woman died 60 years ago." I know what I saw. The lady looked at me, and I immediately recognized her picture. That was back in 1999. Till this day, I don't have an answer. I never will. But my God, did this mind bugged me. Read Luke 19-31, it's about the young rich man and Lazarus, where the rich young man was in hell and Lazarus was with Abraham in heaven, so you know it can't be a ghost. But the Bible does say something about entertaining angels. White dress could represent holiness/purity. I caught my ex-wife with my childhood friend. I posted this on another community. But I discovered Reddit a few days ago, so I decided to post this story on another community because I listened to all the advice that was given to me, and I actually enjoyed talking to everyone. This is going to be a lengthy post. I will not mention anyone's name for obvious reasons. I'm coming home after a long, mentally painful 7-month disaster. I wish I could say what I did, but I can't. What I can say is that those 7 months were filled with nightmares, painful mental issues, and the biggest heartbreak I thought I would ever feel at the time. What I can say is that after the act that we had to do was so severe, we were defeated mentally from guilt. My teammate, which I considered my brother, took out his weapon and killed himself right in front of me. After I begged him not to, he stated he has no family, nothing to come back to. And living with this guilt was only going to kill him. He wanted to end the pain right then and there. I begged for him not to, that he was my brother, that I was his family, but it wasn't enough. Parts of his brains in my face. My ears ringing. Others rushing in. My mind is blank. I couldn't sleep nor eat. My kids call me on Skype and I let it ring as I look at the Skype screen, but actually thinking about my brother. I took long sessions talking to a professional. I was sent home. Before I got to it all, I was told that military wives are the biggest snakes. They take you for granted, and never take your eyes off of them. So basically took their advice and wanted to prove everyone wrong. I didn't say when I was coming, but I had huge vacation plans to make up for it. I was told not to let her know when I'll be coming back home. I they've been with my wife for 5 years, 4 together, 1 married. A set of twins, 2 girls at age of 2 at the time. I get driven home, I see my car, my beautiful home, but what matters is hugging my family after 7 months of not seeing them. I go in, no one is there. I checked the pool, no one. I go closer to my room, I hear moaning. I go closer, and my door is locked. That is my wife moaning. The door is locked, but I have a door that scans my fingerprint, or my wife's. I opened the door and I see my wife bent over. The other guy was none other than my best friend, the best man of the wedding. I grew up with this guy. I met him when I was 6, he was 5. Since 1st grade. This was my brother. My mind blanked. The next thing I heard was, "You're going to kill him. Stop. Please stop." My wife pushing my back, holding on to me, crying and scared. All I felt was an adrenaline. My heart beating like I finished running a marathon, hands trembling. I forgot where I was until I looked down. What I saw was a naked woman cringe holding, telling me she's sorry, and a naked man leaking blood intensively. I start crying cause I almost killed my brother. I didn't mean actually hurt him. I asked if I hurt her, and she said no. I start spazzing out on her. Do you know what I had to go through? All those people. All this fighting? And for what? To come back home to see you with him. 7 months of nightmares, depression, hate, and paranoia? While I'm screaming at her. I'm breaking everything. My bed, the frames, the dresser, the TV, the door. I punched the wall and placed about 15 holes. I flipped the bed over. I destroyed the room pretty much. Cops were called by neighbors. Cops found me sitting in a corner with a blanked mind. EMT came, picked both up and brought to the hospital. They patched my hands. As for him, a broken nose, broken arm, dislocated shoulder, etc. I couldn't feel nothing. No anger, no sadness, no guilt, nothing. My wife crying on her knees begging for forgiveness. As I was looking at her, I was thinking about my brother. How I couldn't save him from himself. What kind of a failure am I? Coming home to this woman was my karma. I instantly heard the footsteps of my girls. As soon as they saw me, I heard Daddy. They climb on the bed and start hugging me. I instantly start crying. I held them and asked her if they're mine. Since moment they were born, they did not look like me. I shrugged this off cause I always thought I don't look like my father, but I still have his weird black nipple on the left and lighter nipple on my right chest and green eyes. The girls had absolutely nothing. My mother-in-law also has green eyes. I asked, "Are they mine?" Tears start coming from both of us. She cries, "Of course they are. Cops are telling he's looking to press charges." I'm like, "Press charges? Well, I'll tell you this, all of this is his and hers fault. The cops had no idea. I told them where I came from and my career. I told them I've been gone for almost 8 months. Let's call the backstab Dick. I told them Dick was my brother since the 1st grade, and he was my best man from the wedding. The cops told each other this is why I don't trust any woman." My wife looked down and walked out the room sobbing. The cops told me they're letting me go. That they can't imagine what I'm going through. They called me a hero, thanked me for my service and wished me the best. I'm not a hero, I was someone who joined for the pay and benefits that couldn't save his friend. That doesn't sound like a hero to me. I go home, wife says she wants to come with me so we can talk about this. I told her to look after her boyfriend. She starts crying again. I left the girls with her cause I had a lot of tears to drop walking home. Once I got home it was a blur. I woke up on the couch with her sleeping next to me but on the rugged floor. I picked her up and put her on the couch. 2 weeks later, we got DNA tested, and all 3 of us took a lie detector test. This is where everything was revealed. My world broke into a million pieces. I was completely faithful to her. I loved this woman so much that it's hard to explain cause everything I say is only going to be an understatement. She's cheated on you since the day we got together. I never saw any signs. She only cheated with Dick but still. She's been using me for the money I make. I had a sheet of paper telling me I'm not the father to my 2 little worlds. That the father was Dick. Not only that, but she's also pregnant again. He was salty for what I did to him and revealed everything. His words were, "Open your eyes. You're the one who has been making money. You've been providing for my kids while I lay back and play my games." She's been cheating on me since the beginning. Remember when we went to the movies to watch The Incredible Hulk? That was in 2008. Remember how pissed and annoyed she got at you for no reason? Didn't want you to touch her, not to mention talking to her or looking at her? That was just an act so she can go home. She never planned on going home. She came to my house instead. Remember all the gifts she bought you, and made you believe that was out of love? Okay, that was so you can let your guard down so it can be easy for her to cheat. You're not my brother, you're the kid's caretaker, my money maker. You bought me a car, a home, helped me pay for my college degree, and you've been taking care of my kids. And guess what, you're going to continue doing the same. You were gone for a minute, but I went to your house and was there for her. Wife was screaming at him, shut the duck up. I felt numb to everything. As my broken world was being revealed. She passed on the question, are you in love with both of them? She said yes. The lie detector said she's telling the truth. That only made things worse. Wife was grabbing me, swearing up and down it's a lie, relating to what Dick said to me. I started crying and told her you and the girls were the best thing that's ever happened to me. I did everything for us. I bought us a home, we did so much. We studied together, we worked together, graduated together, and we made it together, we even made a family together. Seeing your smile was my daily goal cause I love your laugh, love hugging you, just waking up next to you was a blessing I can't describe. And now I have a piece of paper telling me those girls were never mine? Another paper telling me I was only your toy? She had a blank face with nothing but tears dropping down like a waterfall. Dick says for the record, you never made a family with her. I did. You were just taking care of my family for me. How can the person that called me his brother for so long be so cold to me? No idea. I couldn't sleep that day. I left home to walk. I literally walked for over 13 hours. I left my phone home, so no interruptions. I was found sitting on a bench crying. I know a man isn't supposed to cry, but I can't eat, sleep, or stop with the damn tears. All I did was throw up and cry. I couldn't look at the girls the same. Filed for divorce. She moved back to NY with her parents. Dick had no job and lost his home. His car was under my name, his home. It all belonged to me. I make 6 figures and someone that doesn't even have a job destroyed my world. Never again did I help anyone else, not to mention trust anyone. I seek professional help. I won't end up like my brother who took his own life cause things got hard. I'm a fighter who keeps getting up. My ex-wife sent me some disrespectful texts. A picture of those two kissing the twins, a sex tape of them too, revealed some horrible things to me. She told me that now that I have nothing I should kill myself cause I'll only be alone. That she knew I wasn't the father, but what can a guy like Dick do for the kids? That I left the twins. And I wasn't the role model, the father that I believed I was. I shouldn't have walked out on them like that. Doc told me not to be a fool, that isn't her sending me these things. That it's him doing it. I believe it's her. It's her number. The reason I left the girls was because I was scared of what I was capable of. When I woke up one morning, I woke up with a gun next to me. I recorded myself and what I did scared me to no end. I would stand up for a long time. Doing nothing, just standing near my bed like a zombie. Then I would get my gun from my finger, scanning safe, and go back to sleep. I visit my brother where he's been buried every weekend. This was years ago. Today I'm a pilot who has his own real estate company but can't manage to make a family cause I push away every woman who I meet. I will never trust anyone again. But that's my mind now. I'm sure one day I'll have a family of my own. I'm still young, I'm only 33. Those girls are 9 years old now and I think about them every day. When they're 18 and they ever seek me out, best believe I'll welcome them with open arms. In case you're wondering what they're doing ATM, my sibling told me he's working at Best Buy. As for her, she became a nurse, wanting to be a doctor one day. Good for her. A story I read I always go back to that has helped me through my journey in life so far and hopefully will help you in some way. Smile. The Humble Sage Farmer. There once was a farmer whose horse galloped away. His concerned neighbor clucked his tongue. Poor you, what bad luck. The farmer calmly replied, who knows if it is good and what is bad. A whole herd of horses returned the next day, with his horse in the lead. The neighbor beamed, "Oh, how good, congratulations." The farmer calmly said, "Who knows if it is good or bad?" The next week the farmer's son came off a horse and broke his leg badly. "Oh dear, bad luck now." And the neighbor shook his head. The farmer replied, "Who knows what is good and what is bad?" Then the army came through, forcing young men to enlist for war. When they saw the boy's broken leg, they left him on the farm and marched on to fight. The neighbor was back with even more congratulations about the good news. The sage farmer simply replies, "Who knows what is good or what is bad?" Smiley face. "No. I'm still on my feet. I'm not destroyed." But she stopped that foolish apology on Reddit shit. It's all good. She hasn't stopped. Lots of different posts. Great read. But very sad and desperate. I bet. I had to block her. My iPad turned into a machine gun. Her sister sent me proof that it wasn't her sending me horrible texts. If it wasn't, then that's a huge weight off me. You will find the right one. I finally met the right one and started a family late. First kid at 45, second at 50, wife is 13 years younger. I can and will happen. When you least expect it. I'm sure. Until then, I'll be being there for the girls. The screenshots she posted were of a chat between the eBay and her. He was bragging about sending the texts to you, maybe fake, to know, but sit there to see. Nah man. I'm happy when I'm with my girls. If anything, I'm sure it was him. If I think about it. It was right after the girls chose me as their father at the age of 2. We had to tell them who the father really was. They said, "He's my daddy." Ever since then, the love I have grown so much higher than before. Of course this was going to make him jealous. Now having sex with her, recording it and sending it me, telling me to kill myself cause I'm useless now. He must have been super salty. In the end I got my girls. Can you point me to her posts? U/Drea, Grace. Much obliged, smile. I recently came across your wife's story and happened to find a comment that you yourself had posted your side of the story. Curious, I went looking and sure enough, I found your post. What else can I say besides I'm so sorry for what you've gone through. Nobody deserves this. The fact that your best friend and ex-wife did this, it's sickening, deceitful, and downright evil. I completely understand your decision to not trust anyone, especially women. What you went through is nothing short of traumatic. But I wanted to share something with you. I'm a military wife myself. My husband and I were separated for roughly over a year. It was, and still is, the deepest struggle I've ever known. Today, him and I currently live together with his best friend. In all the years I've known his best friend, and during the year of his absence, I never sought out anyone else. I loved my husband as deeply as you loved your ex-wife. No one else has ever caught my eye. No one understands me as well as he does, and I don't even want to try searching. I found the man I was destined to be with, regardless of how childish that sounds. I do believe there is someone out there for you, too. Someone who will love and cherish you and heal your old wounds and help you learn to trust again. So please, don't give up. You deserve happiness. Believe me, I had teammates who had great marriages with awesome kids. I met so many people with amazing families. If there are guys like me, I know there are women just as good if not better. A good woman is much harder to find than a good man, but they're out there. I'm happy to know you have a great relationship. But please don't go to my ex's post and harass her. Don't need any more stress for her. I think it hard to find a good man. I don't date because of it. What is wife's story called? Wow man, truly wow, shocked face. I was glad to read the end where you say you are strong and a fighter. Keep fighting my friend, you truly are a good soul and you will find another in time. Just live your life and let what happens, happen. I know it sounds stupid, but try to just be here in this moment now, not thinking of the future or past, and when you do, remember you cannot change what had happened, the choice is made, not made. Think in a mind frame of what good came from this. the lessons learned, the strength built from the hurt, pain and suffering. The person you are today is built from your past traumas and events, and who knows what events were good for us, or bad for us? Some of the biggest revelations, life-changing events are the hidden ones you think caused nothing but pain, suffering and hurt, but really they have made you the honest, loyal, kind, strong, caring, compassionate person you are today. Without these life events we don't grow or learn. They hurt, but hurt also helps us to have realizations. I'm not trying to act all wise, I just suffer from 3 severe life-changing disabilities that made me have to start my whole life again, losing everything, went through suicide, feeling that the pain within me from society, the ones I cared and loved for who are meant to care and love me back, and the actual pain from my conditions were too much and not a world I wanted to live in. That was a year ago and a bit that I wanted to end it all. Today I now still have those disabilities, as all 3 have no cure. I am 30 years old, no children, not BC, I don't want kids, I have for many years. I don't own a home, BC, I can't afford one. All my studies and qualifications are of no use now as I can no longer work. My life isn't what I planned, not is it what I wanted, but if there is one thing I can say, I am happier now than ever. Smile. I have learnt so much about myself and others. I have grown from this. I am more grounded, I understand my body and emotions better, I'm more in tune with myself. I enjoy time alone, like at the beach with the waves crashing the shoreline or nature's sounds carried through the air. The small things truly do mean more now. I'm more humbled, I understand that not everything will be okay, but life isn't meant to be okay all the time. We have to be like children, always playing with life struggles and good times, because you never actually know what is good and what is bad. Some situations, life events will change your mindset for the better. I wish you the best with your future. Namaste, Blue Heart. Seeing someone's reply and reading their story makes me feel better. This is why I reposted this story to another community. It's not 'cause I want the attention, but reading people's life struggles and seeing how they're still happy makes me see that I've done good for myself. I hope you are blessed with as much kids as you want when the time comes. I finally found this comment. Nini, I'm sure you know who this by the name. I'm sure you remember my generic display name even after almost a decade of not seeing it. I know I destroyed you. I know I did the worst thing I could do at the time. When you needed me the most, I crushed you. I deleted this comment over and over because I'm so nervous that you'll ignore it and not say anything. You won't let me see you, you won't answer my texts or calls. You'll only let me talk to you if it's about the girls, but Nini, I am so sorry for what I did to you. I wish you would apologize face to face. I haven't seen you in so long now. You saved my baby. He was dying and you gave him a new heart. I thought I was losing him and you paid for his surgery. You could imagine the house confused and surprised I was to hear the nurse telling the surgery has been paid for. You saved him and I just want to thank you. We all do. No amount of sorries will ever be enough. I had no idea about your friend Nini. I had none. I understand why you didn't tell me. But knowing that now, knowing you came to our house right after that, and knowing you are the biological father to the kids and that I was pregnant with another baby that didn't belong to you. I hate myself. I couldn't show my face to anyone. Because of me, you had horrible nightmares that had you screaming. It's been so long I feel the guilt like it was yesterday. But Nini, you mentioned that I massage horrible texts to you. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never sent anything like that to you. I really wish you're able to go to the girls' birthday party one day. They'd really live for you to be there. After all, you're the one who always set up a party for them. They deserve to have you there. BTW Nini, in case you don't believe it's me. On our honeymoon, you brought me to Los Cabos, Mexico. We sat down to watch the ocean and the sunset. And you held me and kissed my forehead to tell me, as much fun as you watching the view, you had more fun having me by your side. Nini, I would have a God blessing life with you. I will never forgive myself for destroying our lives. The family we could have had, our future together, growing old together. You're the number for the girls, and you're the best father anyone can have, and I am so grateful you remained in their lives, and especially grateful for saving my son. Any woman who is blessed enough to have a family with you is more blessed than she can imagine. I really hope you're able to forgive me. I hope you'll let me hug you for saving my baby and for being there for the girls. Go duck yourself. Why are you upset with me? Because you use people, that's probably why. Well, in that case, yeah, I'm the biggest piece of shit. I regret hurting him. Whatever. You deserve everything that fall on you. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's exactly what you are. And how many kids do you now have with the man you cheated on your husband with? And from my understanding, your ex-husband is now super wealthy / rich, and you're a single mother with 3 kids, right? Yikes. No wonder you're still trying to reach out to your ex-husband. All you see are $signs and the potential for a comfortable life again. Please do not fall for this, especially after what she did to you and put you through. Please do not be this weak. Wow, that's low. I just want to thank him for saving my baby. I didn't even know he had some company. And I have 3 kids. Quit lying. You're trying to reach out to him for even a small chance of him possibly taking you back so you can enjoy the good life again, spending his money. Your shit is so transparent. Quit lying. You're not fooling anyone. Well, no point on convincing the internet. Believe what you want. That's a lot coming from the woman who cheated on someone with their best man. Hypocrite. Is it a lot? My baby was dying from heart failure. And he saved him. Is it a lot to want to thank him? Imagine if it was your baby. I can understand why you wish to thank him, but he did it for the girls. He didn't want them to lose their baby brother. And I was talking about you saying the comment was low, not the part where you wished to thank him. Don't play dumb. You got nerves to come back here and make him miserable after all what you have done. FFS, leave him alone. He deserves some peace and needs to stay away from shitty PPL like you. You got your chance and you ruined it. Now just be grateful for all things he has done after all things you have done to him. If I want to, I could write down a long hate speech, but I don't want to. I just sympathize with BS. He deserves a much better person in his life than you. You weren't even worth his time. You cornered and punched him in his face at his lowest moment in his life. Peas, you were such a great father and husband. You deserve much better, and I hope you find someone who can reciprocate the love. I'm not saying I want him back. I can't do that. After what was done to me, I can't. All I want is to thank him. To show him I much appreciate him. To make things up. Is that so hard to understand? Nobody gives a shit what you want. You already said sorry and thank you, now go duck off forever. Nobody who ever hears this story will ever see you as anything but the piece of shit you are, as a wife, mother, and a person. Do you value empty apologies and sorries and thank yous from people you consider to be world-class pieces of shit? Especially when that person hurts you in a way that is almost worse than death? I doubt it. So grow a brain, take the hint, and cease and desist. You're just looking more pathetic with every comment you make. Wow, people are so harsh. I know I did a horrible thing. I know I destroyed every ounce of trust for him, and knowing that I can't stand living with this guilt. So harsh. What I, and others, said pales in comparison to what you did. You irrevocably altered this good man's life forever in the worst possible way other than killing him, which would have been more humane in a sad way. You also negatively altered your kids' lives forever, and I'm not even mentioning the impact you had on his piece of shit brother. For all the things you say you know, it's amazing that you seem to believe that you can somehow make it up to him so you don't feel guilt anymore. Wow. Can you be any more selfish? The damage you did is irreversible. You can't make it up to him or them. Ever. Get that through your thick head. You can make amends by not continuing your selfishness. Make amends by leaving him alone. Support whatever he wants however he wants it. Don't complain about it for any reason. Don't put him in a position where you're expecting him to pretend like everything's okay now so you can let go of your well-deserved eternal guilt. For the love of God, and seemingly for the first time in your life, stop making it about you. Me killing him would have been more humane. I don't even think you know what you just said. And I'm not being selfish. I already left him alone. He blocked me on every social media we use. The only way he talks to me is when his men are picking up the girls. I'll do as he wish. Of course people are gonna be harsh after what you've done. You worthless shit, why can't you leave this man alone? You are utter scum, lower than dog shit. I hope you never experience a happy moment ever again for the rest of your shitty life. Come the duck on with this fake ass BS. I am stunned that so many people are gullible enough on Reddit to believe this third-grade fanfiction level of story could possibly be true. I wish this was fake. It's a good thing PPA here don't know me. Nobody here would ever want to know you. You're trash. Except for the people who wanna send threats. Op isn't even the father of your too soon-to-be 3 kids. Why the duck should he care about you? You stupid whore. You really think he can forgive after the shit you pulled? Oh God, are you of your mind? You cheat on him with his childhood best friend from the very start, convince him the twins are his, yet you have the audacity to come back here asking him to forgive you. He can't trust females anymore because of you. Wow. Just. Wow. Well, you can't really say that. You don't know if that's true. Maybe he'll trust someone else again. I hope to God he does. He said that he can't trust females anymore above us in the comments section. I'm sure he said it before, but I'm hoping he'll find someone who will love him like he loved me. Man, you were so undeserving of his love. That's an understatement. Ick. Please leave him alone. I was goddamn cheated too. Kind of like him. In the military, I flew helicopters, loved my wife with a true and pure love, innocent love, and she shit all over it. Just like you did. Leave him the duck alone. You don't deserve any of his attention. You deserve absolute misery for the rest of your life. I hope that piece of shit trash lover of yours dies a slow and lonely painful death. He deserves much worse. Duck the two of you, you absolute pieces of shit. Wow, I'm really sorry you went through it too. I pretty much felt your pain there. I did leave him alone. I'm so happy he found himself a happy life. He's such a good father to the girls. If I could take it back I would. My story happened a long time ago BTW. Hey, I lashed out over anger and the terrible betrayal was triggering. Everyone deserves forgiveness and a second chance. Peace. I'm happy to say I did get forgiveness. But I wouldn't dare ask for a second chance. I know better. Wife cheated, got pregnant by my childhood best friend while I was away update. Now I'm sure some of you remember my story I shared a few months ago. I got so many amazing comments down below and many of you messaged privately giving me their number so I can have someone to talk to. That was truly amazing and I thank all of you. Now I've been getting tons of messages asking me to update. How am I doing? Am I dating again? Did I leave the girls? Hell no. Others commented saying okay, this is my last message to you. You probably died by COVID. If so, I wish you well in heaven. Smiley face. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. I'm going to type a lot because a lot has happened. Many of you read my ex's post saying I'm bringing her to one of my home. My girls begged me to help mommy and their brother. Notice how they did not mention their ex-best friend, their father. Let's call him JN, those girls are my world. If not for them, I would have lost myself. I love them just as if they were mine. Been there since their first moment of birth till now. I ain't leaving them anytime soon. But I have to call myself out. I reread my previous post and I made myself sound like an angel. I assure you I am not. Ever since I was a child, both my mother and my older sister always told me women are evil. I always wondered, what about them? Both my mother and sister are probably the two most terrifying human beings. Well, sometimes I don't think they're human. My mother once told me her brother stole money from her and made fun of her. My mother grabbed something sharp and stabbed him in the hand. But I always carried that in my head, and even more after my discovering and divorce, but I was blinded because I didn't notice what I was doing. I would sleep with women and they would ask me if we are together, and I'll look at them like, raised eyebrow, and I'll say we're just friends. 2 of them said all men use her just for sex. I just shoved it away because I thought she was trying to guilt trip me. I asked them, do you expect me to trust you while I'm away? Can't trust a damn woman. It's easy to just be single now. From time to time I would feel incredibly guilty for how I was. Even though I got in contact with them and apologized for being a hole. Now let's say I'm a regular guy with a regular job making $60K annually. Would I move in with a woman? Hell no. My mother always told me never move in with your woman in her house. She'll kick you out once she finds something better. Would every woman do that? No, of course not. But moving into a home where you have no power or control and you can be removed with simple words is a bad idea. And I advise anyone moving in someone's home, make sure you have protection. I don't give a damn if you think that person loves you infinitely. You get yourself protection before moving in. Don't care if you're a man or woman, protect yourself. So back to the story. So yeah, I helped X. Would I help her if the girls never existed? I highly doubt that. She's no longer in my home. NYC has been reopened for a while now. I'm no longer that hateful guy who trusted no one, especially women. I'm even dating someone right now. Only been a couple of months and nothing too serious like falling in love or moving in together. Smiley face, but hey, it's a huge improvement compared to how I used to be. Many of you asked me how I've been doing during the whole pandemic. Well, I got COVID a few months ago. It was so bad. I reached a fever of 104 degrees. A few months later, my ex got COVID too. That was when she went back to NYC. We both are doing just fine now. I spend my time with the girls. We just built a massive PC. Anyone interested in PC building? Let's talk tech. Yes, I taught the girls how to build PCs. One of them built a PC with a Ryzen Threadripper 32-core Ryzen beast of a PC and sold it for quite a pretty penny. Of course I helped with the selling, but she built it on her own. We're talking about girls a little over 10 years old. Embarrassed smiley face. I'm so proud of calling these girls mine. They make me proud every single day. Let's talk about X's son. The boy I paid the surgery for. Let's call him Jay. I was very surprised by how much hate I was getting because I didn't let him die. It wasn't just 1 or 2. Like 20-something ppm message me saying, why didn't you let the boy die? Let's get one thing straight, he is not to blame for his mother's infidelity. Let's get that right. No lie can never be ever be kept a secret forever. Eventually the girls would find out I let their little brother die when I could have helped. I would have lost the girls, and then I would have been alone. Everything I do for my girls. They're the star in life. The ones who keeps me going. I wasn't surprised his hobbies were gaming and movies. Did I take on the father role towards him too? No. I won't lie, I almost did. He is such a good kid and I always dream of having a son that one day will take on this world much better than I did. He started looking up to me as a father figure, and honestly that wasn't my intention. He started dressing like me, acting like me, or even eating like me. I even woke up and found him next to me a couple of times. I haven't seen him in a little bit. I also taught him how to build PCs. One time he called me and told me he made $1,000 for selling the PC he built at home. I honestly feel bad for Jay. The day I brought him and X over to my home, I cooked dinner for everyone. For the testosterone guys who think it's no wonder why I got cheated on. Implying I'm a weak guy who lets people walk over him, even cooking for them. I don't let no one cook in my home unless it's my mother. She'll beat my ass if I don't let her. And I'm a damn good cook while X still cook for a worth of damn. We sat down and ate. Jay started crying. I asked what's wrong. He said he finally gets to have the family he always wanted. JN hasn't seen his kids for years now. My marriage wasn't the only marriage he destroyed, BTW. He abandoned so many kids of his own. How? How can you leave something so precious in life? I'll give all my career, money in the bank, my life so the girls can continue with their life any day. They're not mine biologically, but what can I say, I'm in love with my babies. Hugging my girls even for 1 second is infinitely better than making any amount of money. But yeah guys, I'm doing well. I'm doing much better than I was at the beginning of the year. This has been a rough year for many of you. I lost my grandmother 2 months ago. People have lost their kids due to this virus, and my heart goes out to all of you. Please stay safe. Protect yourself, and keep your family safe and close. That's great to hear, fam. Do you have the link to your previous post, because this is the first time hearing of this story? Glad you and your family are in good hands. Stay safe too. Jesus didn't read it. It's fucking painful. So mad on Op's behalf. I know this isn't meant to make me feel the reverse psychology, but, lol, I got to know now. Especially after reading this beautiful family ending, I should be good, maybe. Oh man. Karma comes back. You didn't mention how is your wife doing, does she regret what she did and all, and you are a good and strong person, you'll have your own family too. Thank you. I try to be the best I can for the girls. And she does. You can see it in her eyes whenever I see her. Hopefully with the woman I have now, hopefully one day I'll have biological kids of my own. Good luck bro, I wish you all the world happiness and joy, smile. I just read your all post and your wife's post now. I don't know if it's true or not, but my heart breaks, man. I am 28 with no relationships and no women in my life. I am getting trust issues and therapy here is impossible. I don't know what the future holds for me. I had lost faith in happy lives and home frown. Man, I was in a horrible position around 10 years ago. Found out that I was getting paid like an action figure for years. Found out I wasn't the father to my girls, divorced my wife, almost killed my friend. Bro, I was waking up with panic attacks, or I was waking up with weapons in my hands. Things got better for me, and they will get better for you. Once you lose faith in yourself is when things start going down. Keep working, keep pushing. You'll get to a better place. Don't worry about relationships. Forget women, just do you right now. You're too good for this world. Our daughters are very much proud of us. I appreciate that. They can't be more proud of me than me of them. Here is his original post on his ex-wife and ex-friend affair. I have read your story and I want to say that, I hope and pray, that you build a wonderful life, that you do not forget your worth as a person, and that the love of your daughters and your family is proof of the man of character that you are. And that you deserve to be very happy. This is in a way natural selection. The beta brings up the offspring of the alpha while the alpha gets to spread his genes freely. This is not an insult, Top. This is just nature at work. I am glad you have found your role. And hope you become your own alpha one day. Lol, I like your wordings, this is not an insult. I'm glad you found your role, you mean the beta role? Lol. Look, I'm not insulted. You may have things way too wrong, so let me correct some things for you. You question the fact I stayed in the girls' lives. Why would I leave the twins at the age of almost 3? They already knew me as their dad. Even if I wanted to leave, I couldn't. The court would not let me, and ex-wife would have placed me on child support. But my girls are my world. Let that be clear. Now saving my girl's little brother. I paid for the surgery. No one else was going to, even if they had the money. My girls were crying hysterically every day because they thought their brother was going to die. Why wouldn't I help their brother? And what if in the future my girls found out the fact that I let their brother die? I would lose them. If saving the life of a child is being a beta, I question your mindset. Being cold doesn't mean you're an alpha, it just means you're a trashy person. Thank you for your response. And I do admire you for what you have overcome. There is nothing wrong with being a trusting husband and a good person. My point is you lack discernment when it comes to these things. And as nature would have it, here is where you find yourself. I am just pointing out that all of the natural conditions we find in nature have been played out in your life. Notably, the alpha male gets to spread his seed with as many females as possible, but does not get to use any of his own resources to raise them. By practicing a dual mating strategy through paternity fraud, the female also succeeds in selecting the best genes to pass her genes on to, while ensuring that the resources are in place to raise her children. In your case, they are even in line for your inheritance. Your ex-wife and her AP have won. Everything you have written is just the justifications we put around all of this. At the age of 3, the girls would forget you in time. My fear is that you are codependent on these children, which will cause you more pain in future. If I were you at this time, I would probably feel the same way you do. But I am not you. And the point I am making is that I could never be you. I don't have any children yet, but I knew before I started reading Reddit that I was never going to not test any child I had for DNA. You went on like this for decades. But you clearly have a mind for business, so you know how to make the best decisions for you. But not when it comes to females. All of them. I need to remind you of something and give you a precautionary tale. They are not your children. They are your ex-wives. And as such you will find they model her behavior as they grow. If your ex and her AP, your ex-best friend, were to get their lives together, they could go to a court and get both girls taken from you at any time. But because you have money, they are likely to try to use them to get it. You have chosen to be their father. But I think in the long run that was a mistake. It's your choice. If you want to test my theory, tell their mother you won't be leaving them anything in your will and see what happens. My girls were crying hysterically every day. You better put an end to this, or you will find 3 ladies like your ex in your life. Her and her daughters. So I think you need to be aware of the bullshit you have willingly chosen to chain yourself to before it starts for real. Why wouldn't I help their brother? Because there are plenty of kids out there without help. You are in a bad place right now. I do not think being involved with these children will be good for you. Next they are going to get you to take the son. Then they will all want you to accept their mother. Because that is what she is doing. So yeah. You are not supposed to give a duck more about other kids than yours. That is how it's supposed to work. Have you even taken the time to be alone without them since the breakup? Without that you won't heal and are using them to fill the void. That is codependency and will get you in a worse situation than you are in before. What happens when you meet a woman who is worth settling down for? Say she wants to have kids with you? Are you going to put this family first? You are being played like a fiddle. You will end up where you started. And she will even start seeing him again. It sounds like you really don't have any close friends or family who have given you this point of view yet. And you really should. At 3 years old they will eventually want their real father like all kids do. You are choosing for your pain to continue. Right now you can make a choice and have something better, and that's actually real. I would speak to a solicitor and agree a settlement with their mother, then start phasing out the visits. If no one has said this to you yet, or if you have not put your business hat on to look at this, then you really don't have anyone looking out for you. You are surrounded by people who want to use you. I have been there myself. Here's the trick. Ask yourself which of them would be around if you didn't have the money. Cut her ducking head off. Nah man, even after all this, I couldn't bring myself to even calling her a derogatory name. Basically how my parents raised me. Makes sense, great parents raise great children. Appreciate that. You deserve. I will tell you this. Duck all women. Duck them all. Men will do everything for them, and still won't be enough. I can't imagine what you are going through. None of us can. But simply, duck her. She disrupted your family and your spirit. She is a lying snake and she is going to pay her price. She is going to raise those children by herself. It's gonna be hell. She chose to cheat, she chose to do everything she did, and she shall suffer it all. You just can't let that beat you. And about your brother. Depression is a monster. It can and certainly will, if not treated, destroy one's life. And still I'm sure you did your best. All you could. But I know it's gonna be great. Like if you are religious, but it's all God's plan. The light will return, you are gonna feel it again. You are gonna let yourself do it. Someday. Not today. Not tomorrow. Focus on your spirit, mind and body, and the day will come. Smile. Yeah, I don't trust any females. And honestly, I'm no longer going through that anymore. It was 7 years ago. As for my brother, I learned it wasn't my fault. Even before he took his life. All the guilt and nightmare we had. I didn't think I was gonna survive it. Then he did that right in front of me. He had his mind made up. Nothing I could do. Even if I stopped him, he was going to do it anyway. I visit his grave every weekend. People ask me, why visit so much? I just say, who will if I don't? Besides, after everything, the ones who probably suffered the most were the twins. They're 9 now, turning 10. And they don't have a father figure. But I anonymously sent something to my ex-sister-in-law. She knows who it is sending money for the twins. I feel the same about men, trust none. I'm sorry you were treated so cruelly. Your former friend sounds like a narcissistic sociopath, and your ex is just selfish and pathetic. Cheaters don't care that they are destroying people. Not at all. Be thankful we are nothing like them. I'd grey rock that cheating piece of trash. She's shown you the level of betrayal she is capable of. Who cares if she is grateful? You didn't do any of it for her. No, it wasn't for her. It was for the girls. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.